Hi guys, how you guys doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are living right. Today, I'm going to talk about melanomal skin cancer, the most serious kind of skin cancer that there is on this planet, and also why I had pre-ordered my own casket. Now guys, pay attention in this video. This video might actually help you a lot, okay? It might help you a lot, and just watch it until the end so you can learn on what happened. But don't worry, it has a happy ending after all. Peace. Before I go any further of explaining or telling you guys this story, the reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like this is something that can really give somebody out there a kind of like awakening of shit. I think I need to check myself, you know, something like that. So this is something really sensitive. Okay, not really sensitive, but yeah. I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to tell you exactly what happened and why I had pre-ordered my own casket, my own coffin, because I thought I was literally going to die. I'm a young guy. All right, boys. So I simply come across a post on Facebook online. So I'm scrolling through my phone, and then I come across this post that had different kinds of cancers, and it was talking about different kinds of cancers and so on and so forth. I think a friend of mine had shared it. So the thing is that the thing that really caught my eye was one particular one that had something that looked like what I actually had. So it was called melanoma cancer, and then on the article it was written, or rather showed a picture of something that looked like this. Okay, you guys see that? Camera is zooming in. Okay, something that looked like that. So this is a little black line that I have on my finger, and I've had that for I think the past 4 to 5 years. I can't remember how it happened. I don't know if I fell down from a skateboard. I can't really remember what happened, but I've had it for that long. Okay, and it never changed shape. It's always been black like that. So what happened then was that I thought that I had melanoma cancer. After reading about that, I read that, you know, you might never know you actually have it, not until the symptoms start to actually show. So with that being said, I started to get a little scared, okay? After getting a little scared, I decided, let me go online on Google and, you know, do more research on this melanoma cancer thing. So I started doing my research. I started reading, and I started to look at, you know, the early stages, and this was what it was showing, like the early stages. And then a person might develop moles on their face. Yeah, so that's actually the reason why I shaved my full beard. Just check if I had moles, but now it's multiple skin, like a baby's butt. So I tried to, you know, I simply just tried to get knowledge from all different kinds of sources, and Google was the first. So after checking that, and then it actually also explained that sometimes the cancer might attack you from the inside, okay? Meaning it starts to destroy some kinds of organs before it starts to show on the outside. And I started to think to myself, I started to reminisce and just try to, you know, think and say, oh shit, what is wrong with me? Do I have anything wrong with me in particular? And then I remembered that on my right ear, I don't hear anything. Also, I don't remember the kind of accident that I had. I mean, growing up, I was super reckless. I'm not reckless that, you know, reckless, but the kind of way that I did a lot of rad sports, okay? I did a lot of extreme sports growing up. I've literally done everything that you can think of, all right? I've done everything, that kind of physique. I used to do martial arts, so I can't really remember exactly why I stopped hearing this side, because I used to hear clearly, properly, but I don't hear on my right side. So I started to just think to myself and say, maybe that could be cancer. It's from the inside, like it's killing me from the inside. Then I started to think to myself, okay, this is now, you know, it's making sense. So what I do next is I go and get a medical guide, okay? A medical guide is a book this thick. The book is this thick, guys. It's really thick. So after getting the medical guide, right? The book it's really heavy, it's really big. So I accidentally opened the book, you know, I just flipped the book and opened it like that. And to my surprise, the page at where I had opened the book was melanoma cancer. That was the topic there. So I stopped for a second. I started to think to myself, could this be a a revolution. Maybe God is trying to tell me something. You know, I mean, this book is so big. How come it just dropped at the same very page that, you know, I was looking for? Could this be a coincidence, or God is trying to show me something? So, all right, I'm like, you know, I actually even get more scared. I'm like, okay, this is weird. This is very strange. So I started to read about, you know, melanoma cancer and, you know, how it starts, how long it can last, and then I read that yes, there are people that die maybe after a few years of having it and not being treated. There are people that actually die, you know, maybe 2-3 years after you simply die. But if it's treated in the early stages, the person can live normal, even up to 100 years old, you know. So my side, I personally thought, oh, since I've had this for that long, who knows, maybe I have very little time left on a personal level. So I started to think to myself, oh shit, there is so much I haven't done yet. There's so much I haven't done yet. I mean, going now would not be fair. So I think I need to step up my game, because in my head, I already fed myself saying, oh, nigga, you don't have too much time to live right now. So what's your legacy looking like? All right, what's your legacy looking like? For me, that's my top notch. I swear to God, that is my top notch. What is your legacy looking like? So I start to think to myself, and I'm like, there's so much I haven't done yet, and there's so much that I need to get done. All right, and not even death is going to stop me on this one. So I just need to pull my socks up, maybe hustle 100 times more, and just try to get this thing on. All right. So now, after reading, now, I mean, I'm convinced that I have this concept thing. I'm already convinced in my head. So I just start doing different sorts of things, all right? But then I simply remember that a lot of my friends are doctors, okay? I have a lot of friends, especially the adult ones. I mean, I have more adult friends than people my age, literally. I would actually tell you this. I mean, most of my friends are about 35 years old. 35 years old. I rarely hang out with people my own age. So yeah, I don't know. People find that weird. I find that quite normal. But yeah, so I called a friend of mine who is he's a doctor actually. I called a few, but there was one that knew exactly what that was. And then he told me that the best place that you can go to is UTH. UTH is the University Teaching Hospital here in Lusaka, Zambia, and I think it's the biggest hospital, if I'm not mistaken. Now, you can imagine it being the biggest hospital. I have never been there my whole life. I've never been there my whole life, and I've lived here basically my whole life, and I've never been there before. I've never been to UTH, so I had no idea where that was actually. So we go to UTH, me and this driver guy. We go to UTH, and we don't really go there because he's not also certain exactly where it is. So we kept using Google Maps to just, you know, try to locate our way there. So as we enter the UTH road and the map shows us, oh, UTH is there. We go, and then we notice that there is a post there. I think there were about 3 or 4 posters. We missed the first gate, which was the actual UTH gate. And then we see the second one, and then we both go like, oh, it's there. But that was no UTH. So we make a left turn. We make a left turn, and then we enter inside. So we start to drive in, and then we notice, okay, there's not much activity here. What's this place? Is this how the biggest hospital looks like? So we look around, and then we realize, oh, this is the mortuary side of UTH, where they sell caskets and coffins and different stuff like that. So now I start to think again, what kind of revolution is this? I mean, we miss the actual gate, and then we end up in the mortuary where they're selling caskets and you know, all those different kinds of things. And I ask myself, could this be another sign, a revolution? I think God is really trying to tell me something, because remember, I had already fed myself in my head saying, I don't have this much time to live. So I asked the driver, all right, bro, make a U-turn. Let me drop out. Let me talk to this guy for a minute. So the guy makes a U-turn. I drop out of the car, and I go and I approach one of the guys that was selling the caskets. I forgot his name. Start to speak, and I ask him. First, they put my shirts on, and I'm like, how much are the caskets? And in my head, I was thinking in my head, and I was like, all right, I think, like, I used to think those things were very expensive, like over 100,000 K. you know, something like that, over 100,000 kwacha. I used to think they're that expensive. Dollars over $10,000. That's what I thought. All right. So going to us there, and okay, me personally, on a personal level, I'd like to be buried like a legend. All right, in the highest quality casket. That's what I just think for myself, and that's the reason why I work hard, because I don't want to be buried like a regular person. I want a custom-made casket with my name on it that says this nigga was lit. He did, yeah. So it was like I asked about the one that looked like was the highest quality. Yeah, I mean, it had gold handles. It was white and golden handles, and then I asked him. I'm like, hey, how much is this this casket like? And he was like 6,500 kwacha. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, 6,500 kwacha plus the service, meaning that we help you take the body to the burial site, and also we arrange some chairs, you know. And then yeah, I was like, wait, 6,500 for all that plus the casket? Like, yes. So I mean, I was puzzled in astonishment, because I mean, I didn't really expect that, you know. So then I go and ask him, which one's the most expensive you have in here? And around there, he was the one with like the highest quality. So I asked him, he's like, okay, this brown one, it was like coffee brownish. I don't really know what color that is. Then he's like, this one is 7,500. Actually, he said 7,000. And then I asked him, I was like, hey, how about this one? If you had to paint this one white, and then you add my brand logo and also my full names on the side of the casket. And then he looked at me and was like, your full names? I'm like, yes, my full names. So then he continues, says, I think boss Ijaso fuck it up with the 500 kwacha. So you simply make it 7,500. So I think I kind of scared him, because I had said put my names on that. I kind of freaked him out like that. So I was like, all right, that's no problem. He wrote me an invoice. He wrote me an invoice and all that kind of stuff. And then I told him, all right, listen, just get my line. He got my line. I also got his. And I told him, I'm going to the hospital right now. Since UTH is just here, I'm going to the hospital right now. Once I confirm, I'm going to give you a call, and you can start to do what I've asked you to do. So he said, no problem, Chief, I'll do that. So we go out, and we're going to UTH. Now, the place was super crowded. I swear to God, it was super crowded, the hospital. Yeah, so lucky enough, I met a guy that I know, and things started to move quicker for me. Shortly, maybe after 30 to 40 minutes, I'm at the skin hospital. I think they called it the skin hospital, or the skin session of the hospital. You know, so I'm there. My name is called, and I simply walk into the doctor's office. So after walking into the doctor's office, it was an Indian lady. Yeah, an Indian lady. She looked young though, but yeah, it was an Indian lady and some student nurses in that hospital. So say hi, how are you? I'm all good. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? I'm great. So she asked me to take a sit. I take a sit, and then she now starts the interview. Sampa, what seems to be the problem? And I'm like, I think I might have melanoma cancer, because I have symptoms. I simply show her this. Like, I think I have symptoms. I think I have melanoma cancer. And she's like, she puts on some gloves first. Like, I mean, I was really surprised at her reaction, honestly. I mean, it was almost like I told her I have coronavirus. And then, she acted like, I don't know, she acted a little bit, I just don't know what word to use, but she quickly put gloves on, and then she caught my hand. She caught my nail, started looking at it, got some torchlight in. She tried to like open and see how the inside is looking, this and that and that. And then she was like, no. You actually don't have melanoma cancer. This is not melanoma cancer. This is just some, okay, it's more like, okay, I don't really know what word she used, but she assured me it wasn't serious. Like it was nothing. was more kind of like a blood clot. Okay, kind of like a blood clot. Oh, I just forgot the name she used. I mean, the doctors in the room, you guys help me out in the comment section or in the comment box and tell me what. She actually starts, giggling, and she's like, this is not cancer, this is not melanoma cancer. If this was the cancer, I would have immediately cut off your finger, and not even from here, but the whole thing. I'm like, what? It's that serious? Like, yes. Melanoma cancer is the most serious, skin cancer that there is, and once that spreads before, you get treated, you're definitely going to die. Like, it's a definite kind of thing. So I'm like, okay. I still insist that, she gets me tested, and I simply tell her that, listen, I want you to get me tested for the cancer thing, even though you're assuring me that I don't have it. But I just want you to test me for the cancer. I want you to, just run my blood test. So she goes up and does, like the blood thing, and then after a few minutes, after some time, she comes back with my results, and she's like, first she actually lets me take a look at them and exactly what they mean. So she's like, you don't have anything. You don't have the cancer, you don't have any illness, you don't have any diseases, any viruses in you, not even a single bacteria. You are one of the most healthy people that I have actually seen this week. So after she said that, that gave me big balls. I was like, shit. I'm one of the most healthy people she had seen, or rather attended to, that very week. And I actually felt great about that, because I know personally that I've never felt like sick in so long, like 10 years maybe. I've never felt like sick, never felt like hell. I always keep myself healthy at all times. I'm in the gym every other morning. I skateboard. That's something that I look at as a health sentiment to me. That's why I love to skate. I love to go out. Sometimes I don't really jog, that's cap. But yeah, I do a lot of things that just keep me in the right pace of health. So now she tells me, all right, you're fine, whatever. So she gives me the results. I'm like, okay, now I'm out of here. So I walk out. Immediately I walk out, I did not look back, guys. I just went straight. I went straight out of that hospital. I did not even look back. I just leave, and the first thing I do is call my man, the casket maker, and I tell him, bro, we are not going to need that. We are not going to need that, all right? But thank you for your cooperation. We're not going to need that. Everything is fine. Everything is okay. So he also laughs and says, congratulations. I'm happy to hear that. And this motherfucker's sad. He wanted to make a sell, So yeah, guys, I mean, that is the end of the story, but I just wanted to, share that and bring that to light, because I might not know what you guys might be going through, and this melanoma cancer thing is actually very, very, very common, and signs like this are very common. But who knows, you might not be as lucky as me, so much so that this is just nothing, like it's just nothing, because she had just told me, just drink vitamin B, that's going to be gone. I mean, have you ever had vitamin B? I'm like, maybe in food, yeah. I mean, fruits that contain vitamin B, yeah, maybe, but not the compound B thing. I've never had that. So she prescribed me that only. I haven't even taken any pill of that stuff, because I just don't like drugs. I'm not a fan of pills or whatever. I'm not a fan of that. So I actually didn't take that, and this is why it's still here. But maybe it might not be the same for you guys, So the best thing that you can do, supposing you have black or dark lines, and she told me mine is black. It's not supposed to be black if you have melanoma cancer. It's supposed to be maybe brownish to bluish or darkish, reddish, something like that, or maroon, whatever. She mentioned so many different colors. She says there are about 7 signs that we look at in the nail. I never had any of those things. So, but if you have any lines within you or your nails, it's better you actually go out there and try by all means to get tested, just to see that, or just rather make sure that you're fine, because you might never know. And the reason why I've made this video is because this thing can be controlled in the first stages. In the first stages, actually, when it just starts, they don't even have to cut your nail off. that's some stuff they have to do. Again, I forgot what she had mentioned, but they can stop it in the first stages, you know. But they had told me though that I've cut my nail off. The course for me was like 4 years, you know. So yeah, with that being said, guys, if you have the black thing on your nail, please go check it out or have it looked. I mean, it might be anything. I was personally, you know, scared. I was a little bit frightened that I might have that much little time to leave. I mean, I'm a young guy. So I was kind of like, you know, I was a little bit sad. I wasn't even fully sad, honestly. I don't know. I just never reached that level. But I wasn't like that sad. I was kind of happy in a way that, all right, now is the time I get to, you know, do things that I've never done, things that I've dreamt of doing. Even, you know, if okay, you know, I was thinking about this is not like let me spend money like it was the last. No, I was like, let me create more income sources like it was the last, so that legacy remains behind. I don't know if you guys understand that, but yeah, that's what I, you know, work for, the legacy. So with that being said, guys, it was a super scary experience, but I just hope it doesn't happen to you and you don't find out that you have that cancer, you know. So that is how and why I had pre-ordered my own casket.